Yeah, sure. I'm Dean Stone from Australia. I manage the National Australia Bank Workers' Compensation Team. I'm also the President of the Self-Insurers Association for Commonwealth Employers in Australia. And I sit on the advisory board of the Self-Funding Employers Association. I was really keen to come for the knowledge and the education and to learn the differences in our two countries. I think there's a lot for us to learn when we look at international studies in workers' compensation and self-funding. I was invited to speak, which I was very pleased about. So I've put a lot of work into the presentation, and I just hope to give back some knowledge and education. Certainly been a big thing that I've got while I've been here, so I look forward to giving that back as well. So the association that I head up, we are an association of self-funded employers, and in the National Australia Bank we have a self-insurance licence, as we call it in Australia. I suppose it's a very important aspect of our business. It really gives us a strong competitive advantage to have a strong self-funding plan, to really be out there and to have a lot of strong initiatives. And the only way that we really learn about what other companies are doing, what other countries are doing, is to come to conferences like this, where we can take in all of that knowledge and translate it a little bit, and then work out how that's going to fit to our business. So, it's about picking up those ideas, the initiatives, what people are doing around the world, and what their successes and failures have been, and this has been a great conference for that. Well, probably the main thing that I've accomplished is the networking, is getting out there and talking to people. There's just such a wide variety of people at this conference, and just to be able to talk to them, share our stories, share our knowledge, and for them to be able to say, you know what, that works really well for us in this way, or we tried that 5 years ago and it failed because... they're the kind of things that I really like to engage in conversation, and by having just such a wide variety of employers here to talk with that about, and vendors and providers and things as well, to find out what they're doing and how they're putting strategies into place to reduce cost in this area. First and foremost, we're out there looking after our employees, providing them with a good benefits package, but also reducing the cost of that for our company. So it's not just about cost reduction. It never can be. It'll never work if it's just a cost reduction model. It has to be that very fine balance of providing good employer benefits and a good cost or a good price for our companies. Well, my views on medical tourism. Medical tourism is a fairly new thing to me, coming from Australia. We have had some companies that have started up in Australia to provide medical tourism. Traditionally for us, it's been around the cosmetic type surgeries, as opposed to injury, fixing, or what's the right way of saying it? Sorry, I'm a little bit lost, but how about I go again on that one? So, medical tourism for us in Australia is a very new concept. It's not something that we've ever been familiar with in a self-funding plan. It's never been a feature of a self-funding plan for us. Certainly in the cosmetic surgery side of things is where we probably see most of it in Australia, where people will travel to Asia a lot for cosmetic surgeries. It's a really interesting concept to me that people are including that in their self-funding plans now, and a lot of what I've heard at this conference has given me a completely new idea on and a new way of thinking about medical tourism. It's not something that I've ever really thought about engaging in until I came to this conference and heard about the benefits that people get, particularly around the ethnic side of things, and where people are more comfortable going back to their country of origin for medical procedures, the high quality of the medical procedures that are available internationally. And so I suppose it's a new concept to me, but certainly a great idea that I'll be taking back to Australia with me. Again, it's going to be very difficult. We're quite isolated in Australia for what we have. So, certainly for me to have people come across to Mexico and Costa Rica and things like that is an extremely expensive activity. Moving towards Singapore and Asia is certainly something that we could look at. We're a very multicultural society in Australia. We have people from just about every country in the world in Australia now. My team alone at the National Australia Bank, I think I'm the only actual Australian, second generation Australian that's in the team. I've got a very multicultural team. So yeah, I certainly think it could become a feature of that. Yeah. Yes, the Congress certainly has met my expectation. I suppose I didn't come with a big expectation. I wasn't too sure what to expect. When I signed up on the form, I really, I had a good look at the agenda and I thought that all sounds really interesting, and the speakers were very high quality, and that's a big thing to me. That's very important. So to come here, it's been more than what I've expected. Being able to, as I was saying, with the networking and the various people that are around, the good identification on name tags, which just means you can start talking to people almost straight away. The speakers have all stuck to their agendas and their agenda times. These things are important because if they go off a tangent, then they can lose their audience, they can lose their message. Really happy to see that it's not consultants up on stage just trying to sell their products. It's people that genuinely get up there and share their knowledge and information, and that's where it's probably exceeded my expectation. It's a better structure to a conference than what I've seen in Australia. And I also attended another conference in Munich in Germany last year, and again that was very rich with information, but it was lacking the exhibitors hall, it was lacking some of the networking that is available here with purely by having the amount of people that are attending this session. So I was able to meet some great people from lots of other countries, but we were all very like-minded thinkers. We were all from a similar environment, whereas here I've found a very great diverse range of ideas that all fit back into my self-funding plan. Oh, I couldn't even tell you. I have business cards. I have a little wad of business cards, which and I often write down, about somebody, so I can recall what we were talking about and things like that. No, I'd have to say hundreds of people. I'm a very open person to go and talk to people, and I want to know what they've got to say. And when I engage in that conversation, I really find that we're able to share a lot of knowledge, and it's interesting to compare our different systems from different countries, and I think that's been a really good benefit here. Having all the different states of America that seem to do things a little bit different, having the different employers, having the different providers, you've got quite a great diverse mix of people that are here, and a lot of people, which is very good for networking. So I think medical tourism could really become a strong feature of our self-funding plans in Australia. It's a very new concept to us in Australia, and I've really been glad that when I've come here to this conference, that I've been given a whole new perspective on how it actually does work. It's probably a little bit misleading to call it medical tourism, because we're really looking at providing a better benefit for our employees to be able to source the best treatment that will work for them in a more cost-effective manner for our self-funding plan. So I really see that in Australia, as a new concept, we could certainly be building on that and developing it, and also probably showing our country a little bit more to the United States and to other countries that we're open to medical tourism. Yes, I think the employer VIP program is very important. It was a great incentive for employers to come. Also a very good incentive to get up and speak and share your knowledge with the crowd, with the audience. It's just encouraging that a conference like this would take an idea, you put your idea up, you tell them what you're intending to talk on, and if it fits the conference and it works for the audience that they're looking at promoting to, then they really give you a shot. And I think it's a great opportunity for people to engage in the VIP pass. Very easy to apply, very easy for you to put your ideas forward, and then come across and share your ideas.